Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai. Om Ajnana-Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuhu-Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So I'll show you the PPT for today, just a minute. In the previous session, the session 10, just a minute, you are able to see it? You can see it? Okay. In the previous session, if you remember, I had told you about the absolute truth is perceived in three phases, like mountain seen from three perspectives, like a blurred mountain. Then you see mountain with clarity. Then you see people coming in the mountain. In the same manner, the ultimate God, ultimately, jnanis perceive him to be in a very blurred way, like impersonal Brahman, effulgence. Like a government of a country has no shape or form. Like that, they also see like that. A very distant relationship with the prime minister or president. And then when you become a little more intimate with the supreme leader of a country, for example, then you see the Vasudeva form like this, Paramatma form. Then you see the Lord in this form, yogis see like this. And the Lord is there in the heart of every living being. And he's also present in every atom, as you see here. And when you further advance, the relationship becomes more intimate. Then you see him like this, Krishna. Bhagavan, he is addressed by the name Bhagavan. The word Bhaga. So this is the ultimate understanding of the intimate understanding of God. Therefore, I am repeating it today, showing these three things to you, because all over the world, there is a raging debate whether God is a person or God is impersonal. But the Vedic literature say that God is simultaneously personal and impersonal. His body is personal, but the effulgence coming from his body is impersonal. So in this way, Brahma declares this. Ishwaraha Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. He says the Supreme Ishwara, Supreme Controller, is Krishna. He has a very beautiful form of Satchidananda, which means eternity, knowledge, and bliss. His body is completely a spiritual substance. And he has no beginning, and he has no end. And he is the cause of all causes. And he is the apple of eye of all living beings. And he is Bhagavan, which means he is full in all opulences. Even in this world, you will see we are attracted to these things like beauty. You will see we are attracted to things like beauty, wealth, knowledge, fame, strength, renunciation. But he possesses these things in full. He has oceanic beauty, oceanic wealth. He is Lakshmipati, oceanic knowledge. Therefore, he speaks Bhagavad Gita. And he's so famous, even after 5,000 years, still, Henry David Thoreau, and Emerson, and great personalities like Dr. Radhakrishnan, or even great acharyas like Shankara, Madhva, Ramanuja, Chaitanya, all of them are discussing about him. Millions of people are worshipping him. So he's the strongest. He lifts the Govardhan hill, and is most renounced. So in this way, we are minute parts of him as his servants. So this point, what we are discussing last time, is a very important point, because whatever I am speaking to you, it is not my any personal knowledge. I am just repeating it in Guru Parampara. This is coming since time immemorial. You will see Jesus says, I am Son of God, Christ, he says. And where does the word Christ come from? It comes from the word Krishta. Sanskrit original word is Krishta, which means Akarshak or attractive. And Krishta becomes, in English, in Greek, it becomes Christos. And then in English, it becomes Christ. It becomes. So same word Krishna is the root word for the word Krishna also. That means the word Krishna and Christ are non-different. So the Father is one. And Jesus says in Bible that if anyone faithfully practices spirituality, I will introduce them to my Father. He says that. So any of you come from a say Christian background, if you are getting introduced to Krishna, it is Jesus' arrangement. Sometimes the people who are followers of Bible, they think that if you don't accept Jesus, you are a demon. You should not, they say it's a devil or a demon like that. But actually Prabhupada always glorified Jesus as a lover of God. Because Jesus also lived a very pure life and he taught love of God, and he was ready to be even crucified for teaching love of God. So Jesus is actually glorified as a pure devotee by Prabhupada. And we also accept him as a guru. And he says that if anybody comes to me with such a pure heart, I will introduce him to my Father Christ. And the Christ is Krishna, or Krishna. That's non-different from Krishna. So, and he is a person. And he also has effulgent body. And that effulgent body emanates effulgence, which is actually called Brahman. So, based on the Vedic literature, based on the acharyas, great acharyas who have lived, Krishna is worshipped. Krishna is the only personality who says, I am Bhagavan. And he also showed last time I showed you Vishwarupa Darshan. He shows the Virat Rupa, Vishwarupa. So, and also inside his mouth, he showed to Mother Yashoda, all the millions of planets. No ordinary child can do that, isn't it? So, based on authentic information from the scripture, we are not accepting anything blindly in our lives. So, if you have any questions on that, you are most welcome to ask me. I can respond to that. So, therefore, when we are reading Bhagavad Gita, we should know we are hearing from the supreme divinity, which is Krishna, and we are not. It's not ordinary information, and therefore you will find Arjuna surrendering to Krishna, which we are going to enter that chapter today. Enter this one. We are going to do this today. Just a minute, I'll show you the. You can see? Yeah. Why do we need a guru? That's what we are going to discuss today. See, Arjuna is saying in the second chapter, 6th verse, nor do we know which is better, Krishna, conquering them or being conquered by them. This is the fifth reason he gave for not fighting. He was indecisive. So I will recite this sloka now, okay? Na chaitad vidmak kadaranno gariyo yadvajayema yadi vano jayeyo jane vahatva na jijivishamaste vastita pramukhe dhartarashtraha. He's saying, kataranno gariyo. He's saying, na chaitad vidmaha. Vidmaha means I don't know, Krishna, whether I should destroy these irreligious fellows who are walking the wrong path and creating trouble for all people in this world. Should I destroy them, or because they happen to be my blood relatives, should I allow myself to be killed by them? Should I conquer them or be conquered by them? And after killing them, how will I be able to enjoy my life? Literally speaking. So here you can see indecision of Arjuna. He's confused whether to fight or not. If he fights, the bloodshed he can't enjoy without his relatives. If he doesn't fight, he has to become a beggar, and that is also a disgraceful option. And so you can see Arjuna's virtuous qualities on the right side. He's a great devotee of the Lord. He's very enlightened, completely in control of his mind and senses. He is not greedy, and he is also very detached, and he has no desire to enjoy by committing sin. He is desiring to live by begging. He has great devotion and strong faith in Krishna's instruction, whom he accepts as a guru in this chapter. So in this way, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, qualifications for emancipation or liberation means, first of all, we should not allow our mind and senses to go astray. One should have controlled senses, and you should have spiritual knowledge, and you should have devotion to God. These three things qualify one to attain liberation from this world. This is Arjuna. You can see how, therefore, we have been comparatively studying about Arjuna's behavior and Duryodhana's behavior. Arjuna had knowledge of the Vedas. He presented it to Krishna, and then Krishna presented the love of God, Parodharma. And you can see that in this world, no matter how much knowledge you have, you will see that we all are confused in this world and some situation or other. You will see that when even the most educated people, even doctorates and other people, when it comes to the life situations, they are totally confused. Like when the near and dear ones die due to some deadly disease, people are shattered. I saw one big government officer, when his wife had died, he was rolling on the ground, weeping, beating on his chest, crying how he lost his wife, and people don't know. So in life, you will see, recently I heard in Bay Area, some 12,000 employees were laid off from Google and some other similar companies after the bubble has broken. They say economic bubble has broken, the COVID is over now. So when a boy loses a job, he thinks his life is doomed now. He's shattered. So in our life, we may, over a period of time, a person earns money and develops attachment to job. When he's thrown out of job, he feels as if he is immediately is destroyed. He feels like that in this world. Whether it is loss of a job or loss of a near or dear ones, or suddenly some deadly disease comes in someone's body, people are shattered. They don't know. And therefore, the Bhagavad Gita is very, very important. When going gets tough, the tough get going. You say now, how you can go on in life, facing challenges and fears, worries and anxieties. So here Arjuna is facing a great challenge in his life, a crisis, even in the life of the great warrior. So now he is honestly admitting here, now I am confused about my duty, Krishna. I am your disciple, I am surrendering to you. That's what he is going to say. Karpanya doshopahata svabhavaha pritchami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yachreyasyan nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Now I am confused about my duty and I have lost all composure because of my weakness. In this condition, I am asking you, Krishna, to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and the soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. So we all in our lives have to make small and big decisions, and we can't uh, run away from life. You have to face life. In this situation, what to do? Should I go left or should I go right? Decisions. And in crisis situation, it becomes even more difficult. Like you can see sometimes in a family, amongst the brothers, there is a quarrel. One brother is trying to usurp all the land and not share properly with other brothers. Even in good families, sometimes there is a quarrel during property division. You will see that. And people are confused. I think he's my own brother. Like one in India, one brother and sister were there. And when the father got very old, he wanted to divide the property. So the brother was trying to cheat the sister. So the sister took the brother to the court. She went to the court and the brother became wild. Are you not ashamed? How can you take a brother to the court? He asked. She said, but you are not a protector. You are not a rakshak, you have become a bhakshak. You are not a protector, you have become an exploiter. Therefore, I had to take you to court, she said. So in this way, you will find that we all face some crisis situations also in our life. At that time, we are shattered. We don't know how to act in that situation. So here you will find Arjuna not able to decide because Karpanya word is using. You know what is the meaning of the word Karpanya? The word Karpanya comes from Kripana. Kripana means miser. Miser means he's a rich man, millionaire, but he doesn't want to spend money even for eating or sleeping also. He is very conjuice. Conjuice means miserly. He's very miserly. So in the same manner, if somebody is a Kshatriya, he is not doing his duty. He is giving up his duty and becoming weak-minded. That is called as Karpanya. Every one of us, we have to perform our duty as per our position. Like a doctor has to give injection, I told you last time. You should not fear to give injection. Similarly, the teacher has to offer a correction to the student. Similarly, Kshatriya has to protect the world by destroying the evil forces. And he should not fear. But because he is fearing, he is saying, I am not Anarya, Krishna. I am not irreligious, but at the same time, I feel some compassion for these people. And Krishna said, your compassion for these sinful people is useless. You have to act. Now here comes a very interesting point. He's saying, Dharma Sammuda Cheta, he's saying, I know that these people are on the side of adharma, irreligion, and we are on the right side. So it's our duty to subdue the irreligious principles. But I'm unable to do that. I'm feeling weak. So I need your support. I need your guidance. Like that he's asking. Very interesting purport Prabhupada gives. Without our wanting them, there is forest fire. Prabhupada explains. In this purport of this, Prabhupada explains. Here you see, in this world, therefore we need a guru. Even though we may be millionaires and billionaires, we can get confusion in life. Without a guru, we cannot sort them out. And one's mind is perplexed regarding duty and responsibility. One should definitely take direction from higher authority, he says. And the perplexity, what it is, Prabhupada explains very nicely in this purport, if you see. See, please see the purport here. Directly I have reproduced the purport. By nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. In every step there is perplexity. Therefore, it behooves one to approach bona fide guru, spiritual master, who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. In the Vedic literature, it is said that one should approach a guru, and then he is saying, in this world, the perplexities are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. In the forest, some bamboo sticks, bamboo trees, they abrade and the fire is produced. Similarly, the world situation is such that perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, here it takes place, and we become perplexed. The Vedic wisdom, therefore, advises that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand the science of the solution, one must approach a spiritual master in disciplic succession, he is saying. And then he can come out. I have explained this with many illustrations now. See, this is from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. It says, he is a miserly man who does not solve the problems of life as a human and who thus quits this world like cats and dogs without understanding the science of self-realization. What are the real problems of life that we have to solve? You will see that in this world, people with clean faces get wrinkled faces. People with jet black hair get white hair. People who are young become old. And people who are old are sent to the graveyard. That is the power of time in this world. And when these things happen, people become perplexed. Like there was one Marilyn Monroe, when she saw the first white hair on her head, she was shocked. How can I become old? Uh, and I heard that she committed suicide. She died. She could not take it. She got perplexed by the old age. Similarly, when some disease comes, people get perplexed. If death comes, either our own death or somebody else's death, near and dear ones, we get perplexed in these situations. So in those situations, it looks like, life has come to a dead end. Everything is finished. The person whom I loved the most is now gone. So we get completely perplexed. There are people sometimes who have lost their relatives in a car crash or something like that. And they became shattered for 2 weeks. They could not speak. They could not cry. They became frozen like that. We are living in the world where old age, disease, death, these are problems of life. And when these problems of life are coming in front of us, we are unable to face it. Now, Arjuna's problem was, he was thinking, how can I see the bodies of the relatives die? They are my uncle, they are my grandfather. When these people die, how will I be able to take it? But Krishna wants to tell him, my dear Arjuna, what are you thinking about this body? This body is simply a filthy material made of flesh and bone and stool and bile and mucus, sputum, urine and all these things. It is simply, you are not the body, you are actually a resident of the body. These people are not their bodies. They are the spirit souls. Krishna is going to tell that knowledge now. The Atma never dies. Atma cannot be cut by scissor. Atma cannot be burned by fire. Atma cannot be moistened by water or dried by air. And these people are not going to be killed when you are killing their bodies. And their bodies are superficial. And you are lamenting in this world, when people are living for the sake of body, how much a person works hard accumulating things. Afterwards, when the death comes, he leaves behind and goes. So Krishna is going to teach a very big knowledge is coming now. This is the greatest secret in the Gita that Krishna is going to explain now. Like here you'll see, most people are gliding down due to attachment, pride, false pleasure, ignorance, anger, and envy. They are all gliding down in the direction of hell. But an intelligent person should ascend upwards, accepting spiritual master, which Arjuna is doing, and study of the Vedic knowledge, austerity, sense control, spiritual knowledge. Then you go up. So now Arjuna is going to go up by learning knowledge from Krishna. And we can follow in his footsteps. You see, Prabhupada uses the word skin disease, which means attachment family. Here there are two things mentioned here. I can protect my family members and save the family members from death. That's one feeling. Another feeling is the family members will save me and they are my protectors. These two feelings are the cause of all suffering in this world, he says. Everybody in this world is trying to protect and save their family members, correct? No? You all have seen, in this world there is a constant struggle going on. How we can survive in our job, how we can survive in our good health, how we can preserve our property. Otherwise, why there are burglar alarms, why there are, beware of dogs they put in the houses, boards they put. In banks, they even have gunmen standing, correct, no? People have a lens in the door to see who is on the other side. There is always a kind of vigilance everywhere because there is a fear. The material world is characterized by fear principle. Anytime our money can be looted away, or we can be harmed by somebody, or can be cheated by somebody, that fear is always there. Therefore, we try to protect ourselves and we try to protect our near and dear ones in this world. And that's a constant war, and that produces perplexity, Prabhupada is saying. But we have to know for sure that if you know I am not the body, I am the spirit soul. Like my parents passed away in 2017. My sisters were shattered. They were broken. They said, how can our parents leave us like this and go? I asked my sisters, how long you want them to live? And they were already, my father was 84. Even if they die at 90 also, we will cry. Because we see their bodies, we identify with their bodies, therefore we develop their attachment. But we should see them as spirit souls, ultimately part and parcels of God. And God will take care of them. He will take them to another body and he'll give them a nice body, and he is accompanying them. We don't have to worry. So that's why we cannot protect our family members who are aging and getting some disease and dying. And we should not get shattered. We should actually try to do good for them by giving them Krishna consciousness, like what you are learning now. That is the best service you can do for anybody. If somebody is about to die, what is the best thing you can do? Tell them, chant Hare Krishna, chant Lord's names, hear the spiritual message. That's the best service you can do. There is one true story I'll tell you. One lady called Barsana Rani Mataji in Hyderabad. She must be probably 55, 60 years or so. She and her husband are doctors. They come from family of doctors, very rich people. They are very charitable people. Recently, the doctor told her that there is a fourth stage cancer that is ravaging in your intestine. And when she heard it, her husband and herself, when they heard it, what was her first response? She said, "Oh, really? I will only live for a few days." Earlier, it was doctor was saying few months. Then she said, "Only a few days you will live." When she came to know, she said, "Whatever I have been studying in Prabhupada's books, like Krishna book and other books, I am going to go to spiritual world. I will see Krishna face to face. I will see the Yamuna, I will see Govardhan, I will see Gopas, Gopis, everybody. The Vaikuntha, the spiritual world will be revealed to me now in a few days." She became very happy when she came to know that. And after the doctor declared it, within 2 weeks, she left the body. So, because she was seeing from a spiritual point of view, she was not crying, "Oh, doctor, please save me somehow. I want to be in this body." She didn't say like that. She was ready to quit the body. She knew, I am not the body. Body is only a dress. So she was not perplexed because she had a guru. So immediately she wanted to talk to her guru, his own as Rajnath Swami Maharaj. And her husband arranged for a call. And Guru gave her full assurance. He told her that we are very fortunate. In this life, you became a devotee. You studied Bhagavad Gita. You chanted Hare Krishna. You lived in the company of devotees. You did a lot of seva. You gave a lot of charity. Your life is complete. And you will leave this body and go back home, back to Godhead. You have nothing to worry. And Guru just spoke to her and chanted with her for a few minutes. And that was enough for her. And I told her on January 1st, I have to go to America now, Mataji, and I have arranged for many devotees to come and do kirtan for you. I said, she was absolutely not fearful. She said, "Oh, Prabhu, have a safe journey to America and don't worry about me. Devotees will take care of me." And in the presence of 200 devotees singing Hare Krishna kirtans, looking at everybody, hearing the kirtan, with folded palms, remembering Krishna, she left the body. So, why I am saying, if you become a devotee of the Lord like Arjuna, then you will also become free from anxiety. There was one Swami in ISKCON, his name is Sridhar Swami. We call him as a Jolly Swami. You know why? Because he was always cheerful. He got hepatitis, one disease. So doctor told him that your stomach is swelling with water and you won't live more than a week. So he came to India, went to Shida Mayapur, and he was very cool in that 1 week. He preached to so many school children, giving them mala, telling them that death can come at any time. We should chant the holy name. And when doctor came to see him, he asked the doctor, "Doctor, who is in the valley?" He said, "A boy or a girl?" He was asking, joking with the doctor. Doctor was surprised. This fellow is going to leave the body in 2-3 days. He is so jolly. So once you become aware of who you are not the body, you are the spirit soul, and you heard from authentic information from Gita, and you have been chanting, you will also become completely carefree. That's what Krishna will make Arjuna. So neither can we protect our bodies of our relatives, nor can they protect our body. Sometimes we think, "Oh, my uncle will protect me, my aunt will protect me, my parents will protect me," but even they all try to protect us. I have seen people undergoing chemotherapy sometimes. So much money is being spent, and if the cancer is very ripe, they cannot be saved. In 3-4 years, they pass away. So some people are saved and they live longer. But the protection of the body is not in relatives' hands, even though they may have money. Ultimately, it's in God's hands. So therefore, you will see, perplexity is very nicely explained in the subsequent slides. You will see. As you're seeing here, just 1 minute. See, everybody in this world is rendering some service. Mother is serving a child, teacher is serving the students, waiter is serving food. Everybody in this world is serving. But such services in the world is terminated at the time of death, he says. Correct, no? Similarly, everybody loves somebody. Like you can see here. Grandfather loves the granddaughter, or the child loves the dog. Even tigers love their cubs. But that love also doesn't remain forever in this world. It's temporary. Eventually, grandmother passed away, grandfather passed away, mother, father passed away. We also have to leave this body. Body is not permanent. Body is temporary phenomenon. But the dharma of the soul is to love ultimately Krishna, who is eternal. Krishna will never die, we will never die, and our love will also never die. That's why it's called Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana means for all time. Look at this covered boys in the spiritual world. We call as Vaikuntha planets. In the Vaikuntha planets, the topmost planet is Goloka, we call it. There you find all living beings live in great joy, chanting and dancing and going with the Lord to the forest. You can see that's the dharma of the soul. To serve God with unconditional love, pure love. If that love is awakened, you attain perfection in your life. Yeah. So these are all examples I have shown. See here, Hanuman is a lover of Rama. So Lord appears as Rama or Narayana or Krishna. They are all one person, expanding in three different forms. Here you see this fruit vendor lady developed a pure love for Krishna and she perfected her life. Similarly, Arjuna developed pure love for Krishna also and faithfully followed his instruction. So we also can awaken such love in our heart and perfect our life. But right now we have forgotten. Like this fellow got amnesia. He forgot the even name of his parents due to some accident. He's admitted in a hospital. He has forgotten. Parents are worried, our son has forgotten the name. Similarly, we have forgotten our love and service to God ultimately in this world. But that forgetfulness can be finished and we can be revived again. Like here you see, when people forget God, they repose their love in various people in this world. Like here, this fellow is in some love affair. And you will find that here this fellow is or spouse-centered, family-centered. People think family is everything. For some people, there is nothing beyond that little family. And then when these members one by one go, the fellow will be shattered completely. This fellow, you see, is kissing the dollar notes. He's money-centered fellow. Money is God for him. This fellow is work-centered. Work. He's a workaholic, day in and day out. For him, his laptop and work is everything in life. This fellow is possession-centered. I have a big bungalow. I have a car. He enjoys the facilities. And somebody is pleasure-centered, eating. Somebody is pet-centered. So everybody is having off-center, you see, instead of Krishna-centered or God-centered. They have so many other off-centers. And if they develop attachment to these off-centers, they are going to be frustrated eventually. You understand the point, no? That is the thing. Here you see, friend or enemy-centered. Like Duryodhana was enemy-centered, always thinking of Pandavas, how to destroy them. He was always living in revengeful thoughts. Similarly, friends and enemies always, when any friend breaks the relationship, then we get shattered. Or they go to faraway place, we become broken down. So these are all material relationships, we call it. Temporary relationships. People possess all these things and they have no relation with God. And that is the cause of our suffering. Is that point clear? So is this point clear to everybody? They have multiple centers, you see. Because of that, we are suffering. So what Gita is teaching us, put God in the center of your life. When you put God in the center, by that, there can be a complete change in our mindset, in our paradigm. Here I am giving some examples. Here you see, Dhritarashtra, old man, he was attached to making Duryodhana the king. Therefore, all problems came because of that material attachment. You see here, Duryodhana, Dushasana, Shakuni, they are creating so many trouble to Pandavas by disrobing Draupadi and stripping their kingdom and driving them to forest. It's all because of one thing, Dhritarashtra's attachment to making Duryodhana the king. Here you see, this is another story of, there was a great king called Uttanapad, son of Swayambhu Manu. You see him in the picture sitting with his one of his sons. He had two queens, one beautiful queen called Suruchi, younger queen, and the elder queen was Suniti. Suniti's son was Dhruva, Suruchi's son was Uttam. So in the picture you see, Suruchi, the beautiful queen's son, is sitting on the lap of father. The other boy also wanted to go and sit and he was not allowed. The Suruchi queen, She thought my son should become the king. So she is driving away the other queen's son. So Uttanapa is not able to say anything because he's attached to his beautiful wife. So this is another problem. Somebody is attached to son, somebody is attached to wife. This is another example of mental attachment of Kaikeyi wanting to make her son Bharat the king instead of Ram. This comes in Ramayana. So because of that, whole Ayodhya became completely, drowned in sorrow. Because she sent away Rama to forest and wanted to make her son the king. Her son didn't become the king, and her husband also died, Dasharath, and she became a widow. All problems, and whole Ayodhya was unhappy with her. So one person's mental attachment can cause so much damage, and ultimately a person becomes a failure. You can see that. Similarly, Arjuna is looking at Bhishma and Drona. You see, on the other side, Bhishma and Drona are in their chariots. When he saw them, he thought of how can I defeat them. He was also mentally attached. So the mental attachment is the cause of all problems. You cannot live peacefully in this world. Here I am giving you day-to-day examples. The picture 1 you see left side bottom. The boy's mother is complaining about her daughter-in-law. She's like this, she's like that she's complaining. And the second picture, she's continuing her criticism. Basically, what is the mother's intention? She wants the son to be on her side. And the daughter-in-law is very unhappy. She starts weeping. Then immediately the husband is taking the wife in his embrace and assuring her, don't worry, I am not only with my mother, I am with you also. And the mother is shocked. And she is very unhappy. Why my son is taking my daughter-in-law's side? She is my property. So on the fourth picture, you see, both are pulling him. Poor fellow, look at his situation. He is in perplexity now. He doesn't know which side to take, mother's side or wife's side. So what should he do in this world? Therefore, he should become Krishna conscious. If son is Krishna conscious and makes his mother and wife Krishna conscious, they all will be peaceful. What should the mother think? The mother should think that, anyway, my daughter-in-law has just now come. Let she live peacefully with my son. My son always has been with me right from his childhood. So she will be more freedom-giving. And the daughter-in-law also will think that let mother-in-law be the queen of the house. Let she be the queen and I will assist her. If you become Krishna conscious, such a mindset will come. Then it will be a very happy family. Younger one has respect for the elder one, and the elder one doesn't micromanage the younger one. Then the son can be peaceful. So all three will be, because their attachment is not, on the bodily plane, their attachment is to Krishna, God. When they're attached to God, then there is no problem. But people attached to each other, people become possessive. Mother want to be possessive, wife want to be possessive. That's where the problem comes. Here Arjuna is also possessive now. He's saying, Swajanam Hatva is saying, my people is saying. What is my people? Prabhupada is asking in one lecture, do you think only like our Dhritarashtra is thinking, my people, my Kauravas? And Arjuna is thinking, my relatives. So actually, our relationship with all the souls is the same only. Whatever relationship I may have with my mother, father, brother, sister, it's the same with my relationship with all of you. Why? Because we all are children of one supreme God. We all have same equal relationship with all living beings. But if I say I am an Indian, I am possessive of Indians, then I will become enemy to the neighborhood country. I am not like the body that we are given is like a machine. I am given a machine in India, somebody is given a machine in America. But people immediately think, I am an Indian machine, American machine. No, all bodily machines belong to Krishna. Ultimately, all belong to God. God is the owner of all these bodies. And our body is not owned by any country. These countries and all, we have only marked. Earlier, Pakistan was not a part of, it was a part of India. Now it is not a part of India. Earlier, Burma, Bangladesh, they were all part of India, if you see. Later on, they were separated. So we only mark these things and then we think this is Swajan, my people, and that is their people. This kind of separation we do and we create problems. Possessiveness, mental attachment. These are things which create problems, you see. So that's what... Here you see parents and perplexities, how the child should be raised. Because of attachment. Father is attached to son, mother is attached to son, and both want to fight with each other because of their position. Difference of opinion comes due to perplexities again, attachments. So, being intelligent, Arjuna could understand that his affection for family members and his wish to protect them from death were the causes of his perplexities. Although he could understand that his duty to fight was awaiting him, still on account of that weakness of heart, miserly weakness, he could not discharge his duties. Now he wants to stop friendly talks. Talks between master and disciple are serious. And now Arjuna wants to talk very seriously before the most world-recognized spiritual master, Krishna. Krishna is the Adi Guru, original spiritual master. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Mande Jagat Gurum. Like there's a verse. Krishna is the Guru of the whole world. And then he gives knowledge to Brahma. And Brahma gives knowledge to Narada. Narada gives it to Vyasa. Like that it's coming down. So Arjuna surrendered to that Guru, Krishna, who will give him now the knowledge. Here it says how to approach the Guru. Tad vijnanartam sagurumeva abhigachet. Shtotriyam Brahmanishtam. It says that with attitude of service, one should certainly approach the Guru who had knowledge, who has knowledge of the Vedas and is fixed in Brahman for gaining knowledge of the Lord. Acharyavan Purusho Veda. The person who has a Guru knows the Lord. That means we have to possess Guru in our heart and carry forward his instructions and implement it in our lives. So like that, Mundaka Upanishad, Chandaka Upanishad, all of them talk about accepting a Guru. Arjuna now wants to stop his friendly talks and accept Guru. Now some of you may have a question. What is the need of accepting Guru? Can't I read Bhagavad Gita and books and other books and learn it myself? See, in every field you have a Guru. You want to learn karate? You have a Guru. You want to learn Bharatanatyam? You have Guru. You even one PT Usha, who is an athlete, even for running also she has a Guru to teach how to run. So you can see in every field, you want to learn any engineering or science or medicine. You know, if somebody says, I will purchase the medical books and keep in my home and read, and please give me a medical degree. Nobody will give you. You have to have a teacher under whom you have to be an apprentice. You know, chartered accountants, they have to be apprentice under somebody. Similarly, you are an engineer or a doctor, you have to be apprentice under somebody. And then you will see, you'll be able to get the guidance and you'll be able to grow in that field very quickly by the training. You observe how they do, you learn, you ask questions, you assess them, and then over a period of time you become expert. And with that blessings, then you can also flourish in your life. Therefore, Arjuna is perplexed. Although he's a very great, intelligent king, he takes shelter of Krishna to learn the knowledge. See, and he's saying no other means to drive away his grief. Nahi prapashyami mamapanudhyat yachokamucho shanamendriyanam avapya bhuma vasapatnam riddham rajyam suranam apichadipatyam. So he's saying that even though Prabhupada is writing the purport, academic knowledge, scholarship, high position, they're all useless and can be finished at any time. Therefore, one has to approach a Guru, he says. And Guru can be anybody. It's not that Guru can be Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, anybody. Kiba Vipra Kibanasi is quoted by Prabhupada in the purport because sometimes in India, some Brahmanas say that the Guru has to be a Brahman. No, Brahman is not by birth. A Brahman is by activity. A doctor's son is not a doctor. A lawyer's son is not a lawyer. Unless the son also studies law or medicine and qualifies. Similarly, anybody who qualifies as a Brahmana or a Vaishnava, he should be accepted as a Guru. So Prabhupada showed, when Prabhupada came to the West, he taught so many people in the West and they became great Gurus. My spiritual master hails from Chicago here. He was from a Jewish family. And then he became disciple of Prabhupada in 1971. He met Prabhupada. 73 he became his disciple. And later on, there are many people in India who came from Brahmana families also, but they accepted him as a Guru. And in the same manner in his concept, Vishwanath Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Vishwanath Sachinandan Maharaj, there are many like that. You will see, they may be born in Western world, but once they became proper devotees of the Lord, all over the world, thousands of people are accepting them. Vishwanath Indradumna Swami Maharaj. So these are all great souls. So anybody who qualifies, Like you want an engineer in your home to do some repair work, you don't ask him, are you a Brahmana engineer, Shudra engineer? You don't ask. If you're an engineer, most welcome. Because you know the work, you do it. Similarly, if a person is taking shelter of Guru Parampara and properly living the life according to that. So, many of these Prabhupada disciples, from very young age, they have practiced it. You will see His Holiness Ramapad Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. These people actually have come from very, very young age. They have practiced. 50 years they are practicing Krishna consciousness. So what is the reason why one cannot take the shelter? They have shown, they have proven over time. So in this way, one should accept a shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Yeah. And then here on the right side, bottom, you can see there is Krishna Arjuna picture here. Correct mood is Arjuna wants to stop friendship, that I already told you. Yeah. And yeah. And oh Govinda, I shall not fight, he had told that, isn't it? Sanjaya Vacha eva muktva rishikesham gudakesha parantapaha ayotcha iti Govinda muktva tushtim babuvaha. So Krishna, at the moment, I am not able to pick up the bow and fight, so I am putting the bow down. I won't fight like that. Arjuna sat down in the chariot now, he says. Here the two words are used, very important. See the first line, Evam Mukta Rishikesham. Rishikesham actually means Lord Krishna is the Lord of the total senses. What is the meaning of the word Rishikesha? See, Krishna, our Supreme Lord, is the proprietor of everything in this world. So everything belongs to Him. And including our senses also are given by Him. Like, for example, I am raising my hand now. And when I want to put it down, I can put it down. It appears that my hand is in my control. But if somebody gets paralysis, when he wants to lift his hand, can he lift his hand? He cannot, because ultimately the hands are controlled by the Lord. Just like, for example, in your house, you put on the switch, the light is on. You put off the switch, light is off. Appears that you are the controller. But when there is an electricity board where they shut down the power, when you switch on the light or off, it will not get switched on. Then you realize that, oh, control is not in my hands. Control is in electricity board. In the same manner, ultimately God or Krishna is the supreme controller. He is called Rishikesh. And He has given me the body. He has given me the senses. So what should I do with the body? I should engage it in His service. The company gives you a car, so that you can use the company for the car. You can use the car for the company's purpose, isn't it? But if somebody takes the company's car and or company's property for one's own enjoyment, then the company will punish them, isn't it? Similarly, we see that this body, if we use the body according to the way Krishna has directed in Bhagavad Gita, we will become happy. But people are misusing the body. So, see, with the body is compared to a car. You can do 5 things with a car. You can underuse the car by going at, some people may go at 20 kilometers per hour in India, very slowly they drive. Or some people may overuse the car by driving so madly, racing the car, causing accidents or causing damages. Or somebody may abuse the car by by breaking the glass of the car. That is like suiciding. Some people suicide the body. One should not do suicide. Or one should not overuse the car by working 16, 17 hours a day for a job, make money is honey. That is overuse of the bodily car. Underuse of the car means just eating, sleeping and mating and defending like animals and not doing any spiritual life at all. That is underuse of the car. Don't underuse the body. Don't overuse the body. Don't abuse the body. Some people rightly use the body. They say, I am a gentleman. I won't harm anybody. I'll live a good life. I follow the rules and regulations. Like that they say. It's like a person, when there is a red signal, you stop. When there's a green signal, you move. So these people follow, but they don't know where the car is going. You ask him, sir, where are you going? That I don't know, they say. There are many people who are pious people, but they have no goal of life, no purpose of life. So that is of the right use of car. But the 5th one is the most important thing, spiritual use. You have to do the spiritual use of the body. Don't underuse, don't overuse, don't abuse, don't rightly use, but spiritually use the body, which you all are doing. You are spiritually using your body by coming to these classes. You are learning spiritual knowledge. You are understanding knowledge of soul, knowledge of God and the loving relationship. And that is the perfection of life, spiritual use of the body. That's called Rishikesha. One should use the body in Lord's service. So Sanjay is telling Dhritarashtra that very soon now, Arjuna, although he's overwhelmed now, he's surrendering to Krishna and he's going to fight now. Yeah. And Krishna is smiling now. Prahasanneva Bharata. And then Krishna is speaking the following words. Tamuvacha Hrishikeshaha Prahasanneva Bharata Senayorubhayor Madhye Vishidantamidam Vachaha. So now Krishna is smiling and he is speaking. Why he was smiling? Because a friend has chosen to become a disciple now. So Krishna was smiling. Now he is accepting the role of Guru. So this knowledge is for everybody. The Bhagavad Gita knowledge was openly discussed in the battlefield, Prabhupada says. And this knowledge is for all living beings like us. And anybody can hear. All friends and enemies are hearing. So the message of Gita is like a sun in the sky. The sun, when the sun is in the sky, the whole world can benefit from the sun. Similarly, this enlightening knowledge is for all human beings, all over the creation. By learning the knowledge of the Gita and by enlightening ourselves, I am not the body, I am spirit soul, and by awakening our loving relationship with the Supreme, we can become happy ourselves, and this will be your last body. Krishna says that. Tyaktva deham punarjanmanaiti mameti sojana. My devotees come back to me, he says. And otherwise, those who don't have this knowledge, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani, chatare shayanam, iha samsare kaladustare, kripaya pare, pahi murare. Shankara is saying, Shankaracharya, that again and again I am taking birth, again and again I am dying, again and again I am occupying the wombs of so many mothers, sometimes in a human body, sometimes in a cat's body, sometimes in a dog's body, sometimes in a tree's body. My dear Lord, how long will this cycle of birth and death keep going on and on? When will the time come when I will get liberated from this world? Oh Murari, oh Krishna, when will you take me back to your abode? Like that he is praying. And that is what every intelligent human being should think about. In this life, I may accumulate money, I may accumulate facilities, amenities, relatives, everything. But at the time of death, nobody comes with us except the Lord. Like wife will come up to the door, and son will come up to the graveyard to put fire to the dead body. And all relatives will come and go away. We will be all alone. At that time, the Lord comes with us. So I wanted to show you one short movie. 2-3 minutes, you can just see this one. I'll just share this 1 minute.
The Four Wives. There was a rich merchant who had 4 wives. He loved the 4th wife the most, and adorned her with rich robes and treated her to delicacies. He took great care of her and gave her nothing but the best. He also loved the 3rd wife very much. He's very proud of her and always wanted to show off her to his friends. However, the merchant is always in great fear that she might run away with some other men. He too loved his 2nd wife. She is a
You all can hear the sound now?
Yes,
You can hear the
very considerate person, always patient, and in fact is the merchant's confidant. Whenever the merchant faced some problems, he always turned to his 2nd wife, and she would always help him out and tide him through difficult times. Now the merchant's 1st wife is a very loyal partner and has made great contributions in maintaining his wealth and business as well as taking care of the household. However, the merchant did not love the 1st wife, and although she loved him deeply, he hardly took notice of her. One day, the merchant fell ill. Before long, he knew that he was going to die soon. He thought of his luxurious life and told himself, "Now I have 4 wives with me, but when I die, I'll be alone. How lonely I'll be." Thus, he asked the 4th wife, I love you most, endowed you with the finest clothing and showered great care over you. Now that I'm dying, will you follow me and keep me company?" "No way," replied the fourth wife, and she walked away without another word. The answer cut like a sharp knife right into the merchant's heart. The sad merchant then asked the third wife, "I have loved you so much for all of my life. Now that I'm dying, will you follow me and keep me company?" "No," replied the third wife. "Life is so good over here. I'm going to remarry when you die." The merchant's heart sank and turned cold. He then asked the second wife, "I always turn to you for help, and you've always helped me out. Now I need your help again. When I die, will you follow me and keep me company?" "I'm sorry, I can't help you out this time," replied the second wife. "At the very most, I can only send you to your grave." The answer came like a bolt of thunder, and the merchant was devastated. Then a voice called out, "I'll leave with you. I'll follow you no matter where you go." The merchant looked up, and there was his first wife. She was so skinny, almost like she suffered from malnutrition. Greatly grieved, the merchant said, "I should have taken much better care of you while I could have." Actually, we all have four wives in our lives. The fourth wife is our body. No matter how much time and effort we lavish in making it look good, it'll leave us when we die. Our third wife? Our possessions, status, and wealth. When we die, they all go to others. The second wife is our family and friends. No matter how close they had been there for us when we're alive, the furthest they can stay by us is up to the grave. The first wife is in fact our soul, often neglected in our pursuit of material, wealth, and sensual pleasure. Guess what? It is actually the only thing that follows us wherever.
Yeah. So, who is the fourth wife? Anybody knows? Yeah.
Body.
Anybody? That's a material body. Material body is like a bag for the soul. That will be gone. So it says, "No way, no, I cannot come with you." The fourth wife said. And who's the third wife? Anybody else?
Material possession.
Material possessions and wealth and status in society. Actually, he used to take the third wife to show off to other people. He was also afraid that she should not run away with somebody. Similarly, when we have wealth and possessions and everything, people show off also, and they are afraid that somebody should not murder me and take away all my possessions. That also fear is there always. That's the third one. Thank you. Then the second one, anybody else?
Family and friends.
Family and friends. So, yes, the family and friends are very courteous and kind and friendly with us. But the third wife told him that when you are gone, I will marry another man, she said, which means our wealth, our bank balance goes to somebody else. Even insurance company cannot give you the money. They will give it to some other nominee whom you depute. They can't give you anything. Similarly, the second wife is relatives and friends. They said, "But we can't come with you." They said, "Yeah. Yeah." And the first wife is super soul. First wife is not soul. First one is super soul. We are the soul, and Lord is the super soul. And He is always standing next to us in our heart. And if we turn our face to Him, like Arjuna is sitting in the chariot, but he is turning towards Krishna now and going to listen to Krishna. Similarly, you also turn to Lord in your heart and listen to Him, and your life will be perfect. Like people like me, Shiksha Gurus who are teaching, what are we doing? We are actually helping you to connect to your own friend in your heart, who is your eternal friend, imperishable friend, everlasting friend, and the friend with whom you are going to live forever in the spiritual world. So that is our duty. We are like trying to amplify His sound and explain to you. Whatever is explained in Gita by Lord Krishna, we are just repeating it for you, so that you get access to Him. Once you get connected to Him, that will be my greatest delight, greatest joy, that we want to see all living beings, children of God who have turned away from Him, to turn towards Him like Arjuna turned in this particular section. And then listening to Krishna, he perfected his life. That's the ultimate goal of life. Thank you very much. I have exceeded the time a little bit. So the subject matter is easy to understand for all of you. Or is there any difficulty? What do you think?
It's very easy.
Very easy. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you. Others? Jacob, how do you find it?
I think it's easy enough. It seems to resonate a lot with some things that are going on with me right now. That's pretty cool.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you. Anybody else want to say anything? Actually, now once we go to the following section, we are going to learn about the soul in the next section. It will be very interesting about who you are. Yeah. Yes. Somebody want to say something?
Namaste, Guruji. It's very interesting and it is very like a motivational, and it's like eager to know, like to learn Bhagavad Gita. It's super, super. And
where are you situated? Aparna Mataji, where are you situated? Where are you?
In New Jersey. New Jersey.
In New Jersey? Okay, thank you.
New Jersey. And the thing is that we missed a few classes, but still, I used to listen to that YouTube sessions, your sessions, that recorded ones. It's very nice.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Guruji. Namaskar.
Yeah, thank you. So, next class I will tell more about the soul. The man with 4 wives I showed you, got an idea now. Next class it will become even more clear. As we proceed in this chapter, things will become more and more clear. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.